Coming up on MilCyberSync, the challenges and benefits of defensive cyber operations, creating a stronger and more efficient cybersecurity.
Also ahead, an interagency collaborative partnership is being engaged to enhance efforts supporting national security matters. Those stories and more, so get ready to get in sync with MilCyberSync.
You're watching the MilCyberSync podcast with Nick Thomas and Layla Guland.
Hello and welcome to the MilCyberSync podcast, reporting on the latest events happening in cyber news. I'm Layla Guland with your host, Nick Thomas. Good to see you there, Nick.
Good to see you, Layla. How are you doing?
Doing great. Just trying to stay hunkered down in the midst of Hurricane Ian.
Yes, it did its job at Florida, and we have thoughts and prayers out to our friends and family down there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, hopefully it's going to pass through quickly. But in the meantime, we thank you so much for watching. And just as a reminder, if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, click on that notification bell for our latest posts.
All right, thanks, Layla. The U.S. Department of Defense is using defensive cyber operations to guard its intelligence network from active threats in cyberspace. These DCO missions may entail setting up a network-attached system known as a honeypot to lure attackers away from legitimate targets. It also includes the passing of data into an isolated environment for analysts and forensics known as an enclave. While DCO enclaves are an important component of federal cybersecurity, there are benefits and a big drawback. These enclaves separate data, which allows the DoD to perform defensive monitoring in a stealth manner by monitoring sensitive information away from the prying eyes of adversaries. They also pull data off the operational network and into an enclave where agencies can work with potentially suspicious and risky data within a safely contained DCO network or subnetwork. However, setting up enclaves requires time, money, and resources. And the more complex the environment, the more difficult an enclave will be to monitor and maintain. Layla?
Well, meanwhile, 6 European nations are calling on the European Commission to aim high in its upcoming proposal on cyber defense. Austria, Finland, France, the Netherlands, Spain, and Romania have set out their recommendations on 5 priority areas. The proposal identifies areas where military and civil cooperation should be enhanced regarding investments, capacity building, and coordination in case of attacks. It also stresses the need to update the EU's cyber defense objectives and create a concrete roadmap to support their implementation, and suggests that the CDP should include a way for the most cyber advanced member states to share their lessons learned and organizational blueprints. The initiative is part of a broader security and defensive package scheduled for November and is due to include an action plan on military mobility and a European defense program. Nick?
The U.S. Coast Guard is being asked to improve its cyber workforce. The Government Accountability Office has set out 6 key recommendations the service should follow, including adopting measures to better determine staff needs and establishing a strategic workforce plan for cyber. GAO's assessment comes after the Coast Guard over the last 2 years has been hit with multiple cyber attacks and struggled to recruit and retain its critical cyber workforce. The GAO's 3 primary recruitment recommendations to the Coast Guard are to create a strategic direction, conduct a supply, demand, and gap analysis, and third, monitor the plan's progress to address all cyberspace competency and staffing needs. Last year, the Coast Guard announced a cyber strategic outlook to build more cyber teams to focus on the cybersecurity of maritime critical infrastructure from attacks after a rash of hacks and ransomware incidents that shut down key services. Layla?
The Department of the Navy Chief Information Officer signed the capstone design concept for information superiority in a 1, 2, 3, 4 format. Its structure begins with one goal: to securely move any information from anywhere to anywhere, while expecting 2 outcomes: customer experience and operational resilience. The design concept has 3 objectives: to optimize the DON information environment for cloud, adopt enterprise services, and implement zero trust. And finally, it must include these 4 attributes: customer-focused, best value cost, dynamic, and confidence-inspiring. Nick?
These design concepts are short narratives that quickly bring IT decision makers up to speed on the Department of the Navy's perspective about what right looks like. They're launching Offpoint for more detailed technical deep dives, and most importantly, they provide a clear and concise statement of DON CIO values. The information superiority vision states that information is combat power. The capstone design concept will help ensure that everyone is able to contribute to achieving that vision. Layla?
The U.S. Army Cyber Command is celebrating its 12th anniversary in October. Their mission is to integrate and conduct cyberspace, electromagnetic warfare, and information operations. Our cyber's initial workforce in 2010 included 561 personnel assigned to Fort Belvoir in Virginia and Fort Meade, Maryland. It has since grown into an Army Service Component Command that spans the globe, employing 6,500 soldiers and about 10,000 civilian employees and contractor personnel. The operation ensures decision dominance and freedom of action for friendly forces in and through the cyber domain and the information dimension, while denying the same to adversaries. Nick.
Well, before we go to break, if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're watching on YouTube, click on that notification bell for our latest posts related to everything military cyber and cybersecurity. Also, if you'd like to donate to the MCPA, it's easy with Amazon Smile. If you click on the link below, you can start shopping, and a portion of your purchase goes to MCPA at no extra cost to you. Plus, we are proud to take part in the world's largest and most successful annual workplace charity, the Combined Federal Campaign. Our CFC code is 10386, and we appreciate your support. Now, when we come back, we've got the results of this year's annual Hack US event. We'll also have that story and more after the break. Now, please enjoy this message from one of our sponsors.
Today's network and security monitoring solutions are vulnerable to overload situations that lead to decreased visibility and undetected intrusions. Monitoring applications require hardware to keep up with real-time traffic analysis, making it complex and costly. Your security monitoring solutions may be unable to keep up during cyber attacks or traffic spikes, making intrusion more likely. A new approach is needed to increase network protection and visibility. Axellio simplifies and streamlines your network monitoring for critical security, network, and application analysis. Learn more at axellio.com.
Welcome back. An interagency collaborative partnership is engaged to enhance efforts supporting national security matters with Nexus to Cyber Threat Intelligence. Among the members include the DoD Cyber Crime Center, Operations Enablement Directorate, and U.S. Cyber Command. DC-3 is providing Cyber National Mission Force military personnel with rotational program assignments embedded with DC-3 cyber analysts. This will broaden their expertise with Nexus to cyber threat intelligence and malware analysis while still providing USCC DC-3 stakeholders and the intelligence community with critical information. The DC-3 hosted the first reverse malware engineering workshop in June, where analysts from DC-3, USCC, and foreign counterparts all participated in the groundbreaking event that featured work on complex malware samples and sharing best practices and information to combat malicious cyber actors' tradecraft. Nick?
The U.S. is being accused of conducting a string of cyber attacks aimed at China's aeronautical and military research-oriented university. China's National Computer Virus Emergency Response Center disclosed its findings last week and accused the National Security Agency of orchestrating thousands of attacks against the Northwestern Polytechnical University and other entities located within the country. The U.S. Department of Justice says Northwestern Polytechnical University is heavily involved in military research and works closely with the People's Liberation Army on the advancement of its military capabilities. Layla?
The agency further said that the attack used at least 40 different cyber weapons that are designed to siphon passwords, network equipment configuration, network management data, and operation and maintenance data. This is not the first time China has called out the U.S. for its intelligence hacking operations. In February, Pangu Lab disclosed details of a previously unknown backdoor called BVP-47 that's alleged to have been used by the Equation Group to strike more than 287 entities globally. Nick.
The results from this summer's Hack US Bug Bounty Challenge are in. In just 7 days, 267 ethical hackers submitted 648 reports, many of which could have been critical had they not been identified. Among the top 3 vulnerabilities include information disclosure, improper access control, and SQL injection. A total of $75,000 in bounty was paid, with another $35,000 paid in bonuses and awards. The event was launched on Independence Day by the Chief Digital and Artificial Intelligence Office, Directorate for Digital Services, DoD Cybercrime Center, and HackerOne. This has allowed the DoD to gain critical insights into how the hacker community competes for prizes, with an end goal of strengthening the security of the hundreds of thousands of assets within the DoD scope. Layla?
And finally today, Odenton, Maryland teens got a treat this week when soldiers from the 780th Military Intelligence Brigade hosted 2 hackathon events to encourage interest in STEM. Teens engaged in challenges like Capture the Flag and participated in basic Python, password cracking, and an open source intelligence tools station. The events were held in partnership with the Odenton Library and Anne Arundel County Public Library.
Well, if you're in the car listening and would rather watch, be sure to check us out on our YouTube channel. Find us at Military Cyber Professionals Association or MilCyber.org for all our content related to all things military cyber and cybersecurity. Be sure to like and subscribe and click on that notification bell for our latest posts. Also, if you'd like to donate to the MCPA, there are 2 easy ways. With Amazon Smile, and by clicking the link below, you can start shopping, and a portion of your purchase goes to MCPA at no extra cost to you. The second is through the combined federal campaign. Even $1 will greatly help our mission. Our CFC code is 10386, and we thank you so much for your support.
We certainly do. Well, that's going to do it for us. We want to thank you so much for watching and listening. You are now in sync with MilCyberSync. We'll see you again next week.
This has been the MilCyberSync podcast, brought to you by the Military Cyber Professionals Association. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're watching us on YouTube, click on the notification bell for our latest posts.